gotta fight to win. Fight to win. Fight to win. I'ma say it again. You gotta fight to win. Fight to win. It ain't over till it's over. It's about to begin. I'm so dedicated.
Good Monday morning. Thank you for joining and tuning in to Endie Fiya's Monday Motivation. This is your man Causso, the My Struggle is My Strength motivational speaker. I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope that everybody enjoyed their fourth. I know I did. You know, I just kind of just kicked back and just relaxed. And then I really didn't do much, you know, and that's the way I wanted it to be. So before we get started, I'd like to thank Endie Fiya for giving me this opportunity to speak. You can tune in to her show at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for music, entertainment news, and daily inspiration for everyone. That's right, guys. Go to Blog Talk Radio /Endie Fiya. That's ENDIE. Fiya is FIYA. Check it out, guys, and tell a friend to tell a friend. There are some exciting things happening around there at the Endie Fiya show. And before we get started, you know, we started off our Head First series discussing mind management. And in the first episode, we discussed how to manage your mind. And your mind is your greatest asset. And you can manage your mind by first being responsible for what goes into your mind and what goes out of your mind. And the following week, in week 2, we talked about seeds. Everything starts with a seed. We talked about the law of sowing and reaping. You reap what you sow, whether you're speaking positively or negatively. You're planting seeds with your words. Never forget that. And we talked a little bit about how it is better to give than receive. And I'm not just talking about financially, but I'm talking about your time and your energy as well. Last week, we discussed the power of the P. That's potential, guys. That is potential. We said that we all want to make progress in our lives, but however, it seems like when we are making progress in one area, you too to lose ground in another area, right? So it's kind of a paradox, right? However, progressing is contingent upon your preparation, and if you fail to plan, then you actually planning to fail, right? So in this episode, we are subsetting it with a title called Let Me Be Great. Doesn't that sound good? Let me be great, right? Everybody wants to be great. And everything we do has to start with our head first. You know, if we begin to think in a direction, we kind of tend to go in that direction, right? And the world that we live in is governed by laws. There's this law called the law of the greatest. The greatest person is the person that serves the most. But we live in a generation that's in opposite of that. We live in a generation where most people think me. But the greatest is the one that serves the most. And if you think about what is the greatest company that you know? Let's take a minute. What is the greatest company that you can think of? The greatest company is the one that serves the most. I like Ruth Chris. I like Ruth Chris Steakhouse, right? You know, they treat you better than Longhorn Steakhouse. You know, you might pay a little bit more, but it's the service that you're getting. Or even Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A service is impeccable. But we live in a selfish, self-centered, self-gratifying culture. There's countless videos and magazines teaching you how to get ahead with self-promotion, right? There's this one article titled "The Art of Self-Promotion: 6 Ways to Get Your Work Discovered." And I found this other article titled "Self-Promotion is a Skill." In other words, If you want to be good in society, you got to learn how to promote yourself. This ideal is becoming pervasive throughout our culture. In fact, 54% of millennials want to be a celebrity. They all want to be the GOAT. What is the GOAT? The GOAT is the greatest of all time. Everybody wants that. But the law of greatness is diametrically opposed to selfishness, self-centeredness, and a self-gratifying culture. But if you want to be the GOAT, the law of greatness says that the greatest among you will be your servant. We are all not to self-promote or live selfish or self-centered lives, but instead taking on the very nature of a servant. In fact, denying yourself and being selfless. Serving is not just something you do, it's an action that reflects who you are. Point number 2, you are gifted for service. You are gifted for service. You possess gifts and talents that reside in you. There's something that you do that you're very good at, and nobody else can do that one thing like how you can do it. You know, many times we don't want to give or recognize what we have. We want somebody else's gift. We say things like, I wish I was a great singer, or I wish I could speak like him or her. And we think that there's, certain gifts that elevate above others, and that's not true. We all have different gifts that innately resides deep down inside our core, and we have to give our gifts and talents to others in acts of service. One thing that I love about serving is that you can't fake it. You can't kind of serve. You can't be kind of pregnant. You are or you're not. Either you serve or you don't. Point number 3, servant mindset. You have to have a servant mindset. A servant thinks in maintaining unity or harmony. If you're going to be a servant, then harmony must be the goal. A football team is unified not by every player being in the same position. That would be called uniformity. A football team is unified when they are operating in harmony, like working towards the same goal. A servant's desire is after harmony. In order for there to be unity, everybody has to be on one accord. Because when there is unity, God commands a blessing. So do not look out for your own personal interests, but for the interests of others. And as we all know, that's not how the worldly system operates. The worldly system is set up. We've been trained to make audacious statements like, you're going to get yours and I'm going to get mine. So greatness is measured by your mindset to serve. There has to be a shift in your mind for those that live to be served. So it's really about humility. It's about humbling yourself. A servant's mindset is on true greatness, because true greatness is divine exaltation. And let's just say knockoff greatness or fake greatness is people's exaltation. People will lift you up and praise you and love you in one moment and make you feel great, and the next moment they'll tear you down, because when you receive praises and accolades from people, you have already received your reward. But instead, while you are being a servant, you must look to receive your exaltation from God. And as we are recapping, everybody wants to be great, or the GOAT, the greatest of all time. But the law of greatness says that the greatest person is the person that serves the most. Point number 2, you have to have a servant's mindset. A servant thinks in terms of maintaining unity and harmony. And point number 3, and know that you are gifted for service. You possess gifts and talents that reside deep down in your core innately, and there's something that you can do and that you're very good at, and nobody else can do that one thing that you can do. And if you want to be great, look for every opportunity to serve for the benefit of others and to the glory of God. This is your man Causso. Follow me on Instagram at ms_is_ms. And join us next week in the continuation of our Head First series. Have an amazing week. Stay safe. And remember that saving lives starts with you.